I attended My Trastiest Weekend because one of my good friends went on a Trastiest Weekend, and she said, well, and this friend of mine is a mature Christian, and she told me it was the best thing that had happened to her. And I thought, wow, this is the best thing that's happened to her? Then I definitely want it also. I came to My Trastiest Weekend with the bar very high, and I was fearful about letting go of my children and trusting them to the Lord. Once again, you know, there's different levels of letting go of your kids, and this was one of those levels. They were teenagers and making their own decisions, and I was fearful about the choices that they might make and that they were making. And on Thursday night in the chapel, the Lord spoke to me in a very intimate way, and I was just broken, just immediately broken. And from there, I cried all weekend long, and it was so healing and so freeing. And what the Lord showed me was that I had put him in this box, and I needed to let him be God and let him be big. He was bigger than the box, any box that I could think of. And goes right along with the phrase de caloris. You know, considering all the facets of God's glory. Every weekend, I see a new facet of God's glory. And it started on that weekend. That is really the key. Keeping your eyes focused on Jesus. When Peter gets his focus off of Jesus and starts sinking, that to me, I can just relate to that. It encouraged me that Jesus came right up to him and grabbed him and saved him. And that's exactly what the Lord did for me. For the woman who's in the boat right now and is fearful to even step out, either way, you're getting to Jesus. So if you get distracted by the wind and the waves, give me Jesus. If you aren't distracted by the wind and the waves, and maybe your situations enable you to make it all the way to Jesus, well then you've got Jesus. So I encourage you to not focus on the fear and not focus, sometimes those wind and waves are people. If God's calling you to do something, I encourage you to step out of the boat, because the worst that can happen is that you get Jesus.